Saiasmi Gupta and I'm 11 years old. I am the co-founder of TerracottaKids.com and today we are going to discuss two very important topics of our language, comments and variables. So without any delay, let's get started. Dab! Alright, our comments. So, what are comments? Okay, I'm not going to read you this definition because I think it's very bad. I'm going to tell you my definition. So, comments are basically, line of code in which if you put this hash symbol in front of it, it R ignores it. So because of comments it is very understandable. Like if somebody else is seeing your code, then and maybe you have written not a good name of a variable. It sometimes happens that in just because of this you write I is equals to hello world, and here you write uh, assigning assigning the value of I to hello world, right? So here from comments, even though the name is bad, you can still understand, right? So if somebody sees your code, it's more readable and understandable. And even for you, if you are explaining somebody your code, sometimes you might forget. It really rarely happens, but it happens because it has actually happened with me. So it might happen with you. It might also not, but I'm just telling you the use of comment. Okay. So whatever line which starts from this hash will be commented. Now here we have written this is a comment, right? If I write here, hey, it's still going to ignore it because yeah, it's going to ignore it because after a hashtag whatever we write, it's going to be ignored. So you might be thinking, if we can write here, so we can write in front of here, in front of this line, right? Of course we can, but you might have this thing that, it was ignoring first. Why is not why is it not why is it ignoring hello world and not only hi? Because I am telling you once again, whatever is written in front of a comment is commented, okay? I mean ignored by R, okay? So this is a comment, and there are no multi-line comments. Like for multi-line comments, like in JavaScript and Python we have a different symbol, right? But in R we do not have a different symbol. We just have to give hashtag, okay? That's also fine with us. So we have completed comments, and let's get to our variables, right? So variables are containers for storing data values. So what are variables? They are kind of like containers. Like in your home there's a container of rice, uh, you know uh, pulses. One is of pulses. So variables are kind of like containers. So you can say variables is equals to containers, and data is equals to stuff that you put in your container, okay? So data is basically the values that you stored, right? You store your rice in your container, right? So variable is container and the data is basically the rice that is stored inside it, okay? So R does not have a command for declaring a variable, okay? A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. To assign a value to a variable, we use this sign. To output or print the variable value, just write the variable name. Okay. So here it is telling us how to create a variable and how we are assigning its value, right? So you just write the name of the container or variable, and this is the data or whatever you save in your container. Okay, here is the data. So to tell R that this is a variable in which I'm saving the data John, we put this symbol, okay? And here we can make multiple variables, and to print the value to print the value, we can just write the names of, the variables. So it's fine. You can also have just done this, it would still, print John. You would not need that, what do you say, variable. But because R is like that, you do not actually need print if you do not have a function or something. But we will get on that topic later. So here we can just write the name of the variable and get the value of it. Okay, now in other programming languages, it is common to use equals to as an assignment operator. In R, we can use both equals to and this operator as an assignment operator. However, uh, greater this whatever this sign is preferred in most cases because the equals to operator can be forbidden in some context in R. So it's saying like, maybe if you have done like any other languages, like I have done Python, right, and C++, but C++ has a different way. So in Python we know this equal to, we use equal to, right? So maybe I might be too used to it. So R, we can, to assign a variable its value, we can even put equals to. But this this operator is used for assignment because in some cases R forbiddens equals to, or it gets an error or it does not accept or anything. So we are just going to get used to this. Okay, print or output variables. So that's pretty easy. We have already done this. If you have assigned any value to a variable and you want to access its value or print its value, actually not access its value, you're going to write the variable name itself and it's going to get its value, right? However, yeah, one thing that we had already done, but maybe I've not done with you, but in R, we don't actually have to give the print function. We can, sorry, we can give the print function, but if you give it without also the print function, it's going to be fine. It is fine because these both are same, but like in a function which we have not done yet, in a function in some cases actually you will have to use the print function. So but here I'm actually kind of used to name. I don't actually remember if I told you about the print function, so I've just told you again. It's fine if I've already told you because it's kind of like a revision only if I've already told you. Okay, so it is up to you if you want to use the print function or not to output code. However, when your code is inside an R expression, for example in curly brackets, okay, in any cases, if an R expression is inside curly brackets, like this example, you will have to use the print function without running this code. Let's see. So we are making a for loop. So for x in 1 to 10, so here we have a sequence from 1 to 10, so it will continuously printing the value from 1 to 10. It's an a list or an array, right? So here we have done variables. Now concatenate elements, right? So in R, you can concatenate both text also and variable also using a comma. So one is this. Here we have a paste function to concatenate strings, or not only strings, even what, text and variables, right? Like here we have written some text and here's variable, right? So to concatenate we use the paste function, right? Or if, one second, here I would have written right, and here we can simply just write a oops comma text, so it's going to get the same. Art is awesome. It's definitely awesome. Awesome, right? Oh, I gave an additional space here. Yeah, okay. So I've already showed you this example. If we want to, add two numbers, we have an operator, because if we do paste, so sometimes let's actually check. Okay, here I can give 5. Here we can give 10, and let's see what it does. Comment down below. I'm waiting for your answer. 3, 2, 1. Have you commented? Let's see what the answer is going to be. 5, 10. Right? So here it has concatenated numbers, right? It has, combined them. So that is what paste function does, right? Because if you want to add two numbers or subtract two numbers, no, actually only add. So that's why we have this operator plus operator. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Text 1 plus text 2. So 5 plus 10, 15. Okay. Okay. So you got it? So if you try to combine a string and a number, R will give you an error. Look, if here we have made a variable with a number and here a string, and we try to combine it, add it, so it is going to get an error if with the operator. But if I just use here the paste function, as per as I have given you the information, you should be able to answer this question. Okay, comment down below. I'm waiting. Let's see if you have given the correct answer. Correct. So I think you have given the correct answer. If you have, though, that's very good. If you are not, so see. What the paste function does is basically it combines. If it's a number, it does not care if it's a number or a string, it's just going to combine them together. But the plus operator is only meant for integers, right? So that it can add them, okay? If we try to add a string and a number, it's going to get an error, okay? Oh, so sorry. So yeah, we have learned about concatenating variables, now multiple variables. So in some cases it happens that you have to give the same value to multiple variables. So R allows you to do that. You know how? You give the first name, you give this operator, assigning operator, then the second name, then the third name, how many variables you want, and at the end, after the last variable, you give another assigning operator and you give the value. If you print var1, var2, var3, you know what the output is: orange, orange, orange. Right? So this is multiple variables. If any doubt, don't hesitate to ask, okay? Alright, so the last topic is variable names. So let's complete this. Variable names. A variable can have a short name like X and Y, or a more descriptive name like age, car name, total volume. Volume can also be a name, that total volume, right? Rules for our variables are: a variable name must start with a letter and can be a combination of letters, digits, period, and underscore. If it starts with a period, it cannot be followed by a digit. Now, so first it's saying that either variable's name can be X, Y, or short names, right? Like not very descriptive names like X and Y, and you're giving a value high. So it's not a descriptive name that what are you trying to say, but at At the end, it is a name, right? Or you can give a descriptive name, like if you give age 45, it's more clear. Oh, his age might be 45, right? Car name, like Polo. Oh, so car name Polo, that will be clear. That, oh. But if you say X Polo, it's not clear. Is a person's name Polo? A car Polo? What? Right? But at the end, again, it is still a variable name, right? So, there are some rules that you have to follow while you are naming a variable, okay? So, a variable must start with a letter. So, it's saying, let's read line by line. So, a variable must start with a letter, means that you have to start a variable with a letter, okay? And can be a combination of letters, digits, periods, and underscore. So, this means that it should start with a letter. It should start with a letter and can be a combination of letters, digits, periods, and underscore. What does she mean? What do I mean? I mean that a variable should start with a letter, but a combination means that the rest of the name, if you're writing a descriptive name, the rest of the name over there you can either put letter, either you could put an underscore in between, you could put digits, right? Period, you can give a period, but there's not an example of period here, but it's fine, right? I'll show you one second. Multiple variables. Okay, one second. Right, you can do here my dot var is John. Okay, and here we print my dot var. Oh, so sorry. I forgot to give the code. So sorry. Look, it's getting John. So you can even put a period in the combination, right? A dot is, also known as a period. Here, okay. If If it starts with a period, it cannot be followed by a digit. So it's saying if a variable name starts with a digit, then you cannot put, you know, it cannot be followed by a digit. Let's see. Here we have not given. Let's see here. Maybe we give dot 20m. 2m is John, right? And here we print dot 2m. Let's see, it works or not. Look, dot 2m. So, if you put a number, after we start with a period, it's going to get an error. You might have a question that, what about this? Let's see. So here, if actually I knew it, I just wanted you to be curious that after a dot, it should not start with a number, but at after the whole name, you can just put a number anywhere, right? Now you might have another question. Dot m2 dot 5. Will this work? Yes, it will work. You know why? See, because it's saying that in the combination we can have a period, right? We can have the dot, but in between, we can have a dot. But in the starting, if it starts after the dot, it starts with a number, then it's a problem. Okay. Now, uh, yeah, a variable name cannot start with a number or underscore. So here you cannot start with a number. It will get an error, neither an underscore. Okay. Variable names are case sensitive. Age, and age are three different variables. Variable names are case sensitive. What does this mean? If you have the same name of the variable, it's just that somewhere you have put a capital A, somewhere you have put somewhere else a capital A, somewhere you have put A in smaller case. So that means these are three different variables, okay? But if we do this only three times, then it's the same variable, okay? Reserved words cannot be used as variables. True, false, null, if. Like there are some keywords like booleans, like have true and false as value, or null, or undefined, or if, or else. So these are already, reserved. Basically, R has already reserved them. You cannot take them. Okay, so these cannot be used. It's an error. No, no, no. Okay, remember that variables are case sensitive. So from this, we have completed our chapter of our comments and variables. I really hope you liked this video and it was very informative. If any doubts, don't hesitate to ask. Alright, see you soon. Bye bye.